Welcome to This Explainer. I am so pumped you're here with us today because we are cutting straight through the noise. We're going to answer one absolutely vital question. What can AI actually do for your business right now, completely bypassing all that global hype? Now, at SEO International, we've seen firsthand what really works on the ground. We've been operating out of Dubai Marina since 2008, and we've had the immense privilege of working with over 1,300 companies across the UAE, KSA, and the wider GCC. So we've seen exactly what it takes to stop just talking about AI buzzwords and start driving real, tangible, everyday results for businesses exactly like yours.
Okay, let's just do a quick flyby of the agenda today. We've got four main parts: the GCC AI reality check, the true adoption barrier, a critical mindset shift we call 10% versus 10x thinking, and finally, your practical implementation steps.
Right, let's jump straight into Section 1, the GCC AI reality check, focusing on multilingual demands and global insights.
When we look at global AI capabilities, they map so perfectly to the daily operational needs we observe right here in the GCC market. Ethan Mollick over at Wharton put it brilliantly, and it perfectly mirrors our own consultancy advice. He basically says we need to stop waiting for some massive, perfect corporate strategy and just start treating AI as a capable, tireless colleague right now. AI is improving productivity across writing, analysis, and research today, not 5 years down the line, but today. The real magic happens when you rebuild that human-AI collaboration on the ground level immediately.
And honestly, Paul Rotzer echoes this perfectly too. His take is that the most immediate return on investment isn't hiding inside some massive multi-year transformation project. It's actually found by applying AI to specific, repeatable tasks. We're talking everyday stuff like content creation, research, and handling customer service queries. Based on our experience training over 9,000 professionals across the region, I can absolutely guarantee you that this is exactly where the immediate ROI lives. It's hidden right there in the daily workflows your team is already doing. Now, here is where it gets really exciting for us in the region and why AI is actually a far bigger productivity lever here than global benchmarks might even suggest. Think about our local workforce and our customer base for a second. It's inherently multilingual, right? We literally see clinics in Dubai handling patients seamlessly across English, Arabic, Hindi, and Tagalog on a daily basis. We see real estate firms in Riyadh qualifying leads across multiple languages every single day. AI is instantly stepping in and solving these complex, multi-language communication problems that most Western businesses simply do not face at this kind of scale. To really put the impact of solving these operational problems into perspective, just think about the number 2. 2 minutes. That is exactly how long it now takes the company Klarna to resolve a customer service issue using AI, down from 11 minutes. I mean, that is wild. This isn't just some abstract theory we're talking about here. It is hard, undeniable proof of what actually happens when a business commits to real implementation, rather than just playing around with casual experimentation. So, moving right along to Section 2, the true adoption barrier. We're looking at the difference between purchasing tools and actually achieving real adoption. This adoption barrier is, without a doubt, the single biggest operational challenge we see in our digital marketing projects day in and day out. If you look at the data on Middle East AI use, it tells a very clear story. Sure, 66% of organizations are reporting efficiency improvements, but only 34% are actually using it to meaningfully change their business models. What we consistently observe with clients absolutely matches this. Most local AI adoption is still just surface-level shortcuts, lacking any meaningful operational change to how the actual work gets done. Get this, a massive 62% of organizations worldwide cite a total lack of training as their #1 barrier to AI adoption. And what's truly staggering about that figure, this specific barrier has topped the list for 6 consecutive years. The technology is entirely ready to go, but the people simply aren't equipped to use it. We like to call this the internal training gap. Think about it. Even though 9 out of 10 companies say they desperately want to adopt AI, only 32% actually have an internal AI training program. That means a massive 68% have absolutely nothing in place. Nothing. They all want the spectacular results, but very few are actually putting in the work to teach their teams how to use these tools day to day. Which brings us to a bit of a hard truth, one we often have to share during our consulting sessions. Buying a ChatGPT subscription is not AI adoption. You're just purchasing a login. In so many of the projects we've delivered, we literally have to sit down with executives and remind them that real adoption means fundamentally changing how your team does specific tasks, and then ensuring they actually keep doing it that way.
All right, on to section 3, 10% versus 10x thinking. This is all about the mindset shift.
This mindset shift is a simple yet incredibly powerful framework our team has found highly effective during our AI workshops across the region. You really have to understand the core difference between these two approaches. 10% thinking is just about doing the exact same things you do today, only a bit faster and a bit cheaper. But 10x thinking, that is a whole different ballgame. It's about doing things you simply couldn't do before. Let's be real, the reality of 10% thinking is still pretty great. It's drafting a customer email in half the time. It's summarizing a rambling 1-hour meeting in seconds, or quickly pulling together a competitor report. And make no mistake, the financial gains here are incredibly real. A 5-person team saving 15 hours a week can easily save roughly 6,000 dirhams a month. That's real money. But here is the major catch. Your underlying business stays exactly the same.
But man, the contrast with 10x thinking is just striking. Imagine a small legal team that couldn't even handle Arabic contract review previously, but now they do it instantly without adding a single new hire. Or picture a clinic producing localized patient materials in 4 languages at massive scale. Or a property developer qualifying 200 leads a day instead of 20. 10x thinking empowers your business to offer entirely new services that will absolutely, eventually outpace your competitors.
Okay, let's bring it all home with section 4, practical AI implementation steps. This is your 30-day action plan. Here is a straightforward, step-by-step implementation plan any business in the region can start immediately, without wasting months on some abstract strategy document. Our team has found that knocking out these 5 practical steps takes less than a week. First, run a task audit. Second, just pick one task and run a 30-day test. Third, test out that multilingual capability on something real, like translating an English client message into formal business Arabic. Fourth, build one well-written, shared, reusable prompt. And fifth, absolutely crucially, get proper AI training for your team before you go out and buy a bunch of new tools.
For that very first step, the task audit, I want you to focus specifically on these key areas. Simply ask each person on your team to identify their most time-consuming weekly tasks within these 5 categories: writing, research, summarizing, translating, and formatting. Most businesses we work with find 2 or 3 crystal clear AI use cases within the very first hour of doing this. By forcing this focus, you move instantly from casual, unstructured experimentation directly into measurable adoption. So as we wrap up this explainer, I really want you to take a hard look at your own operations through the lens of everything we've just talked about. The technology is absolutely here. The GCC market is uniquely positioned to benefit from it right now. But that training gap is holding most folks back. Ask yourself this one vital question to kickstart your journey today. Which repeated task will your team automate tomorrow? Start small, prioritize training, and seriously push towards those 10x capabilities. Thank you so much for joining me, and I genuinely look forward to seeing how you transform your workflows.